one guy that's on there is Springs. Just how's he doing after leaving early from this outing?
Yeah, we got some imaging this morning on Jeff, and everything came back clean. So, something that obviously impacted, his ability to finish a game yesterday. The good sign is that the MRI showed nothing structurally or anything really glaring in terms of muscular as well. So, Jeffrey will go through the next 4 days and in preparation of making his next start.
We saw that Langeliers and Mark Kotsay will get surgery tomorrow. Just how difficult is it with Langeliers? Obviously, kind of knew this was a possibility, but to know that he's going to have the surgery now.
Yeah, another tough break, really. Shea's been the catalyst of the club this year. He's one guy that you felt was going to be able to stay in that lineup the rest of the season and continue to help us win games. Now it's the next man up mentality. Jonah obviously will carry a lot of that weight right now. Servants here to support that and obviously sharing some duties behind the plate. But this is another one of our leaders, another middle of the order bat. Now that obviously is done for the season, and this is a season that continues to kind of challenge us in different ways than we've been challenged before, especially from a depth perspective in the position player group. We've got a lot of young guys here now, and they're getting that opportunity to go out and play.
How is Nick Kurz? He's not in the lineup today. Anything wrong with his thumb?
Nothing's wrong with Nick. Day off. He was out for 2 weeks. This is a play progression that's taking place like it would if he was on a rehab assignment. So, we were able to get 2 games from him on the road trip, and today's a scheduled day off, as it would be if he was in the minor leagues doing his rehab progression.
Yes, Morales yesterday, probably he looked a lot better than his previous assignment this year with the Athletics. Do you plan to have him in the rotation again, or he's going to be your long man?
There's always the possibility of him having to fill a role in the rotation for sure. I think that he did a nice job yesterday. His line would have been better had he been cleaner holding base runners on, which is an emphasis that we continue to pound. We continue to try to get him to understand the impact in the game. When you give free bases away, they cost you runs, and his line would have been a lot better yesterday. I thought he threw the baseball better than we've seen him in the past, like you mentioned. There was still a lot of center cut, middle square fastballs he threw, some that got hit, some that he got away with, but the slider looked a little bit better yesterday. He got some swing and miss. He was kind of varying his shape a little bit, but overall, when you come into a game in the second inning out of the bullpen, I thought he handled himself very well.
Coach, in your career playing and coaching, have you dealt with this many injuries to this many impact players before?
Well, everyone does. It's just a year that it seems to all stack up, that way this year. Obviously, I've been a player that's dealt with injuries for a long time in my career. It took away from some of my abilities and performance-wise, which you never want that to happen. So from that standpoint, these guys that are having surgeries that are ending their season are going to get a full off-season to go through a rehab process and be ready to go next season.
Last week, you guys all wore those shirts that you're wearing right now. Plus, there's a phenomenal update from Ryan today, just in terms of movement. What did it mean to have the whole organization rally behind him with those shirts? And then any thoughts on the update today?
Well, thoughts on the update first are it's awesome. Continue to keep the thoughts and prayers for Ryan and his family. I think that organizationally, as I said when the injury occurred, that we're going to do everything in our power to support him, to support his family through this long recovery, and make sure that we show that support, whether it is through a T-shirt or whether it's just through a text message. I know a lot of our guys have reached out to Ryan and made sure that he knows we're behind him and that we're praying for him.
On television, we saw, the day after Shea found out about his meniscus, he was still in the dugout, talking with players, working the iPad with them. How important is it still have him here in the dugout, his presence as a leader on this team?
Well, it's important for all the guys that are, on the injured list to still be here, to still be a part of it, be engaged. As we talked about, there's some guys in that IL that have some experience now, some time in the big leagues that can help and continue to lead even though they're not on the field. So when they're available to be in the dugout and possibly going forward traveling with us, we'll definitely welcome them in there, and their role obviously is different, but it still can be impactful.
You spoke with David, I think, a week and a half ago about the trade deadline. He said the next 10 days are going to be very pivotal to figuring out what direction we go. Now that those 10 days have passed, do you guys feel like you're confident in know what direction you guys are going to go in terms of being buyers or sellers?
That's more for David, though. David's a roster, construction. Obviously, if there's something that he feels he wants to share about a possible trade, we'll have that discussion. But right now, there hasn't been any discussions as to, trading anybody away.
Facing the Red Sox as an opponent over the next 4 days, and then you're going to be seeing them shortly at Fenway just in under 2 weeks, so facing them again. How does that affect the preparation for you guys as a staff, and then also just talk about them as an opponent and how they've been playing, very exciting baseball?
Oh, no, they're playing really good baseball. They've got themselves back in a race. I think obviously the keys to their success lie on the mound, and they've got some quality pitching. They've got quality starters that make it challenging. They've got a closer that's a future probably Hall of Fame closer, and others behind him that obviously have done it, had success. So their pin's built. They play good defense. It's a challenging series for us, one that we've prepared for, and obviously, like you mentioned, we've got them 7 games in the next 14 days. So, we'll obviously go through this series and make the necessary adjustments when we get to Boston.